Hello, everybody.
And hello.
All right, and before we do get started, the elephant in the room, of course. So, yes, Rick Piper is joining me for a second week in a row. Initially, I did have Apex from Apex Comics scheduled to be in this week, but he had some things come up, so that's why not here. But I'm grateful to have Rick Piper from Cross Comics with us for tonight. So, of course, tonight is our weekly look at our weekly trip down comics history lane. Be finishing up April of 1940 tonight with stuff from United Feature Syndicate and Street and Smith. But before we do get at that, I will go ahead and hand off to my buddy Rick here. Let him, share any links, do any promos, introduce himself. I think you know the shtick right there, Rick.
Maybe, just sort of maybe. Okay, just sort of completely not maybe. I do know. But yes, as the name says, I am Rick. I am the founder and creator of Cross Comics. What is Cross Comics? Well, Cross Comics is my comic company where I do faith-based, Christian-based superhero comics. And I have a channel here on YouTube, so go check it out. I'll put a link in the chat sometime during our conversing here and reading comics. So I guess that will be it for me for now. And back over to you.
All right. So a friendly reminder to everybody, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So now with all that being done and said, let's talk about what's on tap for tonight. So basically we will be, as I said, we'll be finishing up our coverage of April 1940 comics that went on sale back then. We'll be looking at, of course, from United Feature Syndicate. We'll be taking a quick peek at Single Series Volume 1, Issue 20, as well as, and we'll be heading over to the Street and Smith stuff, looking over Doc Savage Volume 1, Issue 1. There, and then from after that, for the rest of the night, of course, we'll be reading from Shadow Comics Volume 1, Issue 4 from Street and Smith. Of course, among the features will include the Shadow himself, among others. So that's pretty much what's on tap tonight. And I just did highlight Rick's
link for YouTube channel. Yes.
Yeah, YouTube link. So
because the Shadow knows.
So if you guys want to go ahead and give him a subscribe, give him some views, that would help. Anyways, I was on Rex's channel earlier tonight, Devil Flyer. I mentioned to him, on a positive note for me personally, I'm now back up to 245 subscribers. I was at 245, went down to 244, and now back up to 245. And my hours for the past year up to like 1380 now. So I'm getting close to halfway to the goals that I need in order to be monetized. So,
well, I've got one of the goals to be monetized, at least at the 500 mark. I just need the hours, and I am like half of what you have for hours. Unfortunately, I don't have as many people as I used to come watch my streams as I did, 4 or 5 years ago. So,
I haven't seen some of the guys that like Goodnight Spoon and Para haven't been coming over to So.
Well, Goodnight Spoon is going through something major at the moment.
Yeah, you told me about. I think you told me about it before. So.
Well, I told you about his grandfather, but recently he's starting to go through a lot of anxiety, becoming
agoraphobic.
Agoraphobic, yeah. Yeah, so.
All right. Well, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started with the material here for tonight? Of course, at the end of the show, we'll be doing this weekend in each history as well. So first off, let's
Yes,
take.
because it's on with the show. This is it. No more rehearsal. We know our part by heart.
All right.
Okay,
So,
what parts of those?
all right. So, with that, so, in April of one of the books that did go on sale in April 1940, in this case from United Feature Syndicate, was the 20th issue of their single series books. Now, as we've talked about before, most of the books at this point were still anthologies, and with feature books usually being done on a quarterly basis. Where you'd have a single character like Superman, for example, or Batman. Well, one of the things that United Features, one of the companies that did here, was they do a single series book, but instead of instead of doing it quarterly, they do it, but they rotate the feature. This month it was the 20th issue, and went on sale in April 1940, which would have meant a cover date of like probably June of 1 or 2 months after that. But in this case, they featured Tarzan, and these were primarily newspaper reprints. So, A Menacing Stream by Hal Foster, script penciled and inked by Hal Foster. Jungle Adventure, of course. These were from the Tarzan Sunday strips that ran from November of 32 to January of 34, basically. So that's basically all that was in this book. So, anyways, moving on to the other book, Doc Savage, Volume 1, Issue 1.
How savage is he? And how can you be a doctor if you're a savage?
Couldn't tell you that one, my friend. Really couldn't.
Do you just practice medicines savagely?
All right, so let's go to the first issue here. All right, so of course, now in this case, Doc Savage moved. Initially, he had been in Shadow Comics, and now moved over to his own book here. Part 1 of the Land of Terror story was the main feature here, adapted from the Land of Terror by Lester Dent. Second part of the adaptation continued in Shadow Comics. Second part of adaptation continued from Shadow Comics number 3. Norgil the Magician here, double-barreled magic. Introducing, of course, Norgil the Magician. Last appearance was in Shadow Comics Volume 1, number 8. So you had some Danny. You had Cap Fury. Last appearance, and so some of these had moved over from from Shadow
From
Comics.
the Shadow?
Mark
Because the
Mallory,
Shadow didn't know.
Captain Death, El Liberator.
Nuggets of Doom.
Right. The Whisperer, Murder at the Grand Estate.
A Race for Life with Billy the Kid.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with that, we just kind of quickly went through those. So now we will go ahead and go to
Billy hid. Where did he hid? He hid in the kid. Are you a robot?
Yeah, well, I accidentally went to another site there.
Click this over and block. I might have that. I'm not sure whether I have that sultry teenage super foxes. Looks sort of familiar.
Now,
Issue 4.
giving you a heads up, Rick. This scan's a little
Nasty.
Yeah.
You're bad.
So it may not come through. Well, let me try the other server here. Let's see if that does any better. I doubt it, though, because I think I did. Yeah, not much, I guess. And of course, we have Iron Monroe. There are Street Smith's version of Iron Monroe there, among the other things. Bill Barnes, and let's get into this a bit here. The Shadow, New York. More gem robberies. Attack cop. All right. Hold up. All right. You want to do the guy on the left there?
Yeah. This is a chipmunk. Step over, squint, beak, thungle will be needing us when he gets back tonight. Aye?
Strange business occupies Beak Thungle. The the absent crook, whose trial the Shadow is seeking in New York, far from the city. You may consult the oracle, Mr. Thungle. Await the exact hour. Follow the instructions that I give. Like you did a thug right there.
Yeah. We're listening, head.
In case of trouble, Zovex will aid you. The oracle has spoken.
Let's go. We'll call Chipmunk when we get back to town.
There's Beak Thungle, Chipmunk.
Okay, Squint. I'm gonna go up. You stay here as a lookout.
Crime's path seems easy for Beak Thungle when guided by the head. I think I doing Beak Thungle right there.
Okay, this is somebody in the apartment. So, this apartment belongs to Riddler, the gem collector.
It's It's Riddler. Somebody's croaked him for us.
Zovex must have been here. Cover the door, Chipmunk.
Oh, you were Chipmunk. I was the other. Oops.
Well, I know I'm the tall guy, brown guy for sure.
Yeah. All right. Gee, the head don't miss a trick. I'll bet he knows more than the Shadow.
3, 8, 4. The Shadow.
Stay as you are. Upon trapping Beak Thungle and the jewel thieves, the Shadow is suddenly confronted by Zovex, strange servant of the mysterious head. Look, Beak, the Shadow missed, but Zovex nicked him.
Come on. We'll scram with the swag. You fellas get that open top cap. Use it as a pillbox if you cops show up.
Get going, guy.
This is a cinch. I could knock off anybody.
No stopping, driver.
It was.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought it was me, but could be you too. So
It
up to
was
you.
the head. He told Beak about the job, but only Beak knows where the head is. You ought to give up polo, Lamont, after your bad spill yesterday. It's only a slight injury, Margot. By the way, have you read about Riddler? Wasn't Riddler's niece the girl who used to visit some mind reader? Maybe she unwisely mentioned the gems. Perhaps Janet spoke of a living oracle and a mysterious car that came for her. Hmm. This bag has Janet's initials. Why not pose as her tonight? By the way, don't open the bag until at your destination. Then take out the lucky charm you find in it. That evening, Margot follows the instructions of Lamont Cranston, otherwise the Shadow. What a strange car. How dark the windows are. Why, they're completely black. Sure nobody tailed us here to the castle?
Not a chance. Not a chance. We came behind. You had lookouts along the way.
Hmm. As the car descends into the underground space, the underground space, Margot Lane is really frightened. I wish Lamont were with me. I'll need the charm he gave me. What an odd bag. How shallow. At his New Jersey home, Lamont Cranston, um, Gust, guised as the Shadow, is taking the direction from a radio finder stowed in Margot's bag. Hmm. The light is blinking. Burbank. In New York, Burbank, the Shadow's contact agent, is another finder. You want to do Burbank right there?
Same hand. Chief, she's pressed the intermittent switch. More direction is segment 7, line 50.
Only 18 miles from here, a quarter hour at most.
So 15 minutes.
Yeah. A huge speedster spurts through the night, uh, bound for Oracle's castle. At the wheel, the Shadow. The Shadow knows. Locating the castle, the shadow scales its wall with rubber suction cups, which was classic back then. You saw that a lot
Yeah,
from the 30s to the 60s.
yeah,
Just tie a couple of rubber cups to your feet, and you can climb any wall, right?
yeah.
Rubber suction cups. Ah, the roof is wired with a man-killing current. Not only do the rubber discs form insulation for the shadow, he uses the suction of one cup to lift a trap door. Meanwhile, within the castle, I think I had you do that guy.
No, you did him.
Oh, okay. The Oracle will speak with you, Mr. Ryder. Miss Riddler. Uh, you are not Janet Riddler. You are Margot Lane. Take away this impostor.
Look out! Run!
Only a head of wax. But it talked. But it talked to me. Oh. Again, the shadow meets Zovex, mysterious servant of the head, a creature um, immune to bullets. A tear gas bomb. This is where Zovex went. But Zovex could never have squeezed through there. Back to the Oracle room. Hurry. Pull it apart quickly. Ah, look at that.
It's a Martian.
Or a mini man.
Mini me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the other guy left this dummy head in the box as a bluff.
Sure, that was the stuff he wore as Zovax. No wonder bullets couldn't hit him. Get him.
I'm glad you arrived as soon as released, Lamont. But the shadow was ahead of me. Sorry, he didn't stay, so I could meet him, Margot. All right, so that's the end of that. All right, so before we move on, overall impressions of this story.
Not too bad. Seemed fairly coherent. Not too many. I don't think any real leaps in logic. Except well, no, I was going to say except for something, except for normal superhero stuff. You know, um,
Hmm.
yeah, I
All
might.
right.
I'm pretty much a normal, ordinary superhero type story. You know,
For this time period,
obviously,
right?
yeah.
Hmm. All right.
A little Batman,
Hmm.
but I think the Shadow inspired Batman.
Well, yeah,
So
the Shadow was pretty well known around this time.
I guess
I
Batman
mean,
would be a little bit Shadow esque.
franchise. He was not just in the comic here, but he was a radio star and all that too.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll get ready to move on to the next story then.
Rough and ready? Ready and rough? Well, you're doing that. I'm going to grab a drink to have here.
All right. Wait till you get back. We'll do Iron Monroe here, the outstanding man. Of course, there's a Street and Smith's version, not to be confused with the DC version. The character. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. And again, I think it's a good time also to remind everybody that if you haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So, anyways, I'm just waiting for Rick to come back here and do a couple other things here.
Astounding man. How astounding is he?
Well, that's a Street and Smith's version of Iron Monroe. As I said, not to be confused with the DC version of the character.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for another round here, Rick? Does it work?
I guess so.
All right, so Iron Monroe, the astounding man, hurled into another universe through a warp in space. Iron Monroe, Jupiter-born young scientist, and Spencer Carlisle, chemist and owner of Smeet,
A great shipyard.
great shipyard, are helping the
Magians?
yeah.
I'm not sure what that is. Magians is what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, the Marines resettlements of survivors of battles, lost continent of their war with the Teflons. Hold on. Let me see if. Oops. Well, the thing was, I had decided to try to enlarge it in the hopes of might have made it a little easier to read.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there we go.
It's coming in a little clearer. I think I'll.
That might be Mayans, descendants of survivors, or Mayans, descendants of.
Well, it's better now.
Yeah, Magians, descendants of survivors of Earth's lost continent.
Say one. All right. So we'll start again here. I think this is the best we can get out of it here. Hurled into another universe, thrown through a warp in space. Ian Monroe, Jupiter-born young scientist, and Spencer Carlisle, chemist and owner of Sweat Shipyard.
A great shipyard.
What?
It's a great shipyard.
Great. Owner of a great shipyard are helping the Marians origins, reset
That's descendants.
descendants of survivors of Earth's lost continent in their war with the Teflons. The Teflons have stolen the data plates, which tell how to return to Earth. Iron and Spencer go to the Tefel to steal them back before Tefel is destroyed. Iron stays outside the temple of Kakakil to maneuver an investigator to guide Spence. All right. As
Spence.
As Spence finds the heavy data plates, an alarm sounds, and the room is filled with guards. Spence drops a darkness bomb, and with the heat visor, Spence can see with infrared rays through the chemical fog. Yeah, I'll be Iron. You be
Spence.
Spence. Yeah. Get your heat visor on, Spence.
Okay, Iron. Stand by me. I wish we'd known the plates would be this heavy. Uh-oh. They're surrounding me. They can't see a thing, though. This fog, but...
Carlisle sets the plates down.
Here's a stepping stone. Here's a stepping stone for you, buddy. That makes your goat shaggy legs.
Tripping the clumsy Teflons.
Oh, I should have let you read those.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. No, but that's the thing with this. Sometimes with these comics, it's a pain with these scans. Ha! Shall I play Ring Around the Rosie?
Either that or the funeral march. Shut up, Iron.
Spence suddenly runs forward and with a terrific jolt upsets the Teflons.
Nice to have known you, boys. I won't be able to jut these far. Iron better come a running.
Coming up.
Now, if I don't meet any more guards, speak of the devil. And he just happens to look like
the way they drew that, but the way they drew that particular character too, doesn't he kind of looks like a devil?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
A quick smash stuns the Teflon. Then Carlisle heads for the steps.
That fixes you. But now we'll have to have the whole army on their tail. Wish Iron would get him. Yeah, you know what? I think he should have smashed him with those heavy plates. Would have done something to him.
Yeah.
More than just a punch in the face.
Yeah. Well, you're speaking.
What was that?
You got a line there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here I am, Iron. Hey, look out over your head.
At Spence's warning, um, Monroe leaps to safety just in time.
By Jupiter, you made it.
Yeah, safe on the inside, looking out, and don't look now. But there's about 50 Teflons coming our way. The Teflons learn something of Jovian strength. Ian Monroe moving 3 times as fast as a Teflon, and with 10 times the strength, wreaks havoc among the enemy.
Strike. Great. Well, great. Well, it lasted. But come on, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah, yes. The next bunch we run into will be armed. You can bet. The heat gun um, begins to have a way, make a way for retreat. When I guess
Good boy, Iron.
this will open a way through the bars. Get the plates.
The plates. Are you ready? Here comes the Teflons.
Throw another darkness bomb until and we'll throw another darkness bomb and we'll get out of here. As the pursuers arrive, a wave of darkness erupts, engulfs them, and lifting the heavy plates, Monroe makes good his escape.
Oh, come on, let's get out of here.
Lead the way, Spence. Here, help me get these plates in and away we go.
Look, Iron. Enemy cruiser training her beam on the mouth of the cavern.
Ian Monroe hurls his ship through the heat field and blasts the enemy craft. There, Spence. That finishes our cruiser friend. A few days later, there's old uh, Magia herself up ahead.
They've sighted us. Here, onto Ravel on the vision screen. She sure looks good to me. I'm not sure which one we go first. The spaceship or the meeting? Probably the spaceship.
Hmm. We're
Oh,
landing now, and and I have a swell idea. It'll be the biggest coup in military history. A council of war is held. You want to do the old guy right there?
Hey, you have a plane, stranger, from space?
I have. Fighting on land, you destroy an enemy by surrounding him in space. Monroe explains his strategy. The same thing will work. We'll deploy our ships into a hollow sphere, head inward, all fire at once. Nothing will be left alive on Tefel.
Oh wow, that is nasty. Genocide. This is the translation of the data plates.
Spence, this means that you and I can go home.
And maybe Anto Ravili?
Really? Yeah. Let's see. The Hagen fleet is reorganized, equipped with the with the with few with
New weapons.
with new weapons, and every man, every industry turned to the work of war preparations when all is ready.
The Teflon's plans are offensive. We'll meet them halfway. Wipe them out. Will you lead the movement?
With pleasure.
Start with a quarter of the fleet. The rest of us will enforce you.
I'm on my way now. Inside the flagship, issue the orders. Spence, what are you mooning about?
Anto Rally didn't want me to come. Didn't want to come along. She had a hunch you know how women are.
The movement starts, and then forget it. We're off to tackle the Teflons. Hey, what's going wrong? Thousands of miles from the battle zone, the crews of the ships go mad. The rockets zoom out of control and destroying one another. What strange weapon have the Teflons unleashed? Learn the tremendous answer in the next issue of Shadow Comics. All right, so overall impressions there.
Good. And people will complain about today stories overlapping into other issues and all that, or they did, when you had to collect all the Spider-Man to get the Spider-Man story or Superman or whatever. They were doing it way back here in the 40s. Read part of it. Read the continuing story. Part of it's in the Doc Savage story thing, and part of it's in the Shadow comic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I need to step away from the computer for a moment, Rick. So I'll be right back. So if you want to share some links, talk to whoever may be in the chat or whatever.
Nobody's making themselves known at this point, but
I'll be right back.
Yeah. We do. It does say we have two watching, but that could be both of us. So I don't know who's watching, but how are you? Hope you're doing fine. I'm not sure what to talk about. Uh, Yesterday I did a live stream involving my character Insecto. I was, what shall we say? It was drawing up the first comic, going over some of the first page stuff, um, making it better. Each time I plan on going better. I've done it uh, twice. I put in all the thumbnails. Then I went over the thumbnails, made them all look a little better. Now I'm going over them again, making them even better. And I've got a while to do this, so I don't mind that it takes so long. And, I'm just doing it 2 hours a week. Well, and that 2 hours is while I'm on live watching, where people can watch it. So, really, you can really get to see this being done as it happens because, like I said, I got quite a bit of time before this happens. So, yeah, so that is good. Not sure what else to say. Um, and of course, I do have my other channel, Pied Piper Hamilton. Or just yesterday, I did put up a new snack video on it. Let me get a link to that. Okay, so let me.
All right, I'm back. So, all right, so ready to go on to the next story, Rick?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just about to put a link in the chat for my latest snack video that I put up yesterday.
And,
So with this guy being called the Avenger, I wonder if this is where Stan Lee got the idea for the Avengers.
Musketeers. Well, at least the print on some of this back half of this issue is better than the front part. See how
Yeah,
much clearer it all looks here, opposed to the first couple
yeah.
stories.
Nice big feature there with the three musketeers.
Yeah,
Billboards.
yeah. Bill Barnes. He was an aviator type hero. All right. So before, let me share that for you or highlight that.
Yeah, so that's a link to my Pied Piper of Hamilton channel where I did a snack video on a snack video, Canadian snack video. So you guys want to see what it's about, gonna have to go check it out.
All right. All right. So with that, let's get into this next story then. Bill Barnes. Strange mysteries surround airliners flying over the Brazilian jungles, Bill Barnes and Shorty invade the Lost Forest to smash a cruel and merciless monster. A Thordic Dawn, who
The
a
plane.
terrific dawning, and a plane
Plane. I
co-
think that plane comes
plane
down
comes down
with a roaring
a
crash.
blazing crash. A terrific and a plane comes down with a blazing crash.
Yeah, that goes. I think it says roaring, but that doesn't matter. Roaring, blazing.
There's no pilot in this plane.
Oh, you're not going to read the
Oh, I
little.
didn't even see it until after I read. Death is death. Death strikes
Mysteriously.
mysteriously. There's no pilot in this plane.
But look, there's blood in the seats.
At the Acme Airlines ball 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 balloons, or no, Bill Barnes and party. Here, the latest horrible news. You want to do the guy, the first guy there, and then I guess I'll be.
Mr. Barnes, can I do something about. Mr. Barnes, can you do something about these disasters?
I'll be only too glad to help out in any way possible. Shorty and I are leaving the first thing in the morning. Early the next day, they take off from Barnes Field.
What are you guess on all this mystery?
We'll find out soon enough. Over the massive jungles, they sight a monstrous pterodactyl, a creature from the world of the past.
Great guns! There's a flying lizard. Gosh, those things lived back in the days of the dinosaurs.
In a flash, the kindred the winged monster whirls
Pearls.
or hurls itself against the plane. Look out! Look out! It's coming to attack us.
What the?
The hideous creature hangs hangs to the plane as Bill turns a flap. I've got to shake off so we can shoot him. I'm gonna shake him off. So coming out of the loop, Bill zooms upward and shatters the giant lizard with bullets. Let's see how he likes a good old American bullets.
I don't think he's gonna like them at all. Look over there.
That certainly has a close. That certainly was a close one.
Look over there. I think that's
Yeah,
what I was supposed to say. Sorry.
yeah. No problem. Out of the sky, a horde of pterodactyl come. Um,
I must say too, these are the most whacked looking pterodactyls I've ever seen. They look more like
Actually, yeah,
dragons.
they kind of look more like dragons, if anything.
Well, depending on who you ask, dinosaurs are probably dragons. Dragons is probably the name that biblical people use. So it's a lot of dinosaurs probably would be considered dragons back in the day, but they don't look like your typical pterodactyls look like. They look like most people think your
Yeah,
flying, fire breathing dragons look like.
yeah. Come winging at the plane and attack with the fury of a storm.
Uh,
From the front. Oh, I guess that might be. Let's see.
I'm not sure who's who in these, so
From the frying pan into the fire.
they're lizards having been eating. They been eating the pilots?
The the propeller is shattered as a lizard flies against it, and the ship glides swiftly toward the ground. Let's see. Down. There's a clearing. Down. There's a clearing. Um, we'll try. We'll try and land. They come in to a perfect landing in the clearing.
I think you're the first guy.
Oh yeah. Okay. We've got to get to that. We've got to get that propeller fixed immediately.
That's so that so that's the answer. The pilots to the missing pilots.
After changing propellers, they they
Prepare.
they prepare for a search. Somebody has control. Somebody has control of those flying lizards, and we're going to find out. We're going to find them.
I wonder who could be.
When a strange figure um,
Emerges.
emerges from the foliage. You want to do
What?
that guy right there?
What? I'm trying to get that first line. Control. Something control. It's one controls them, and I am the only one. I am the one that controls them, and the only one that is going to destroy you.
As the white men um, sparring at the old or um,
I think it's spring.
spring at the old man, warriors rush to his aid.
Why you?
Bill and Shorty go into action. cuffing the savages right and left. I don't know who you birds are, but here's my calling card. Boom. The savages are no match for the
Enraged.
enraged aviators. You'll be careful the next time you you pick a fight.
That's the last of them. But where's Souls?
Soleb is missing after the defeat of his savages. Get some pocket gas. Get some pocket gas bombs. They're going after Soleb. Bill and Shorty start through the thick jungle.
You can't be far from here.
At another clearing, they see a strange cave. There's a cave. Do you think he's in there? Oh, I think that might have been you, but
No. Maybe, I'm not sure. There's a cave. Do you think he's in there?
we'll have a look. There's a
Passageway.
there's a massive man.
Huh?
There's a massive man.
That's passageway.
There's a passageway.
And I hear a strange hushing noise.
Soleb is seen praying to an idol.
It's an ancient. It's an anti-civilization.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then
Jamatoya, may you help me destroy all civilized races. My pets have destroyed some of their airmen, but you must help keep the kill the rest.
They are sighted by a winged monster, and who comes ever reaching at them.
Well, I think that's screeching, but ever reaching screeching. Yeah. Either one's terrible. And I think that's you.
Oh. We've been discovered. See. We must be there must be a million of them.
Did you read the?
I just saw it just now.
Yeah.
the white men fire ready to hold the pterodactyls at bay. But the mad Soleb urges them on.
Kill them! Kill my pets! Kill them!
As the flying reptiles make a mass charge, Shorty hurls the bomb at them. Let's see. Quick, throw the gas bombs.
Oh, Jinwa Toy, come.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, yeah, there's the caption underneath.
Hold on. The thing is, it's so. This scan is just so incredibly hard to read.
It's not as bad as some we've had.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it still wouldn't come.
Oh, we're just gonna, I think, have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Seven. We have somebody here in the chat. Seven.
Hey, Seven. Welcome to the show. We're trying our best to read through a very bad scan of an old comic. So we can bear with it. Hope you'll at least enjoy the show as we. If you haven't already, if you can help out by liking and sharing this thing, see if we can get some more friendly people here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So, with that being said, of course, let's try to continue on here.
Oh, John Juan, Jui Tayo, I come with my pets to join you. I have tried but failed.
Yeah. As Bill and Shorty. And I know there was a thing there, but I can't. That thing's so bad.
Oh, you mean the one from the bottom?
The one at the bottom there, yeah.
Something creatures killed.
As Bill and Shorty rush forward, Soleb falls to death at their feet. This is something the world will never believe. And as much as I want to try to read that, you know something, Rick?
Here, let's see. I think I can get some of that last one. Okay, it says, we didn't agree with modern things. He planned to turn the earth backwards. His pride meant something to him, more to him than his life. So we advance. So we advance another step towards the future of aviation. Billy and Shorty, Bill and Shorty head for high and more head home for more and more adventures. Follow the thrills of these daring airmen in the next issue of Shadow Comics.
Yeah, there was maybe one more story I was going to try to read, but I think we'll just stop right there because Scan's just too bad here. The story I was going to read was the one with the girl in it, but I think I've done enough straining here.
So on with the questions, and then
Yeah,
ending a little early tonight.
yeah. Figured probably best here. All right. So with that being said,
So what was that? 3 or 4 stories we got?
that was three. That was three. So with that being said, then, of the 3 stories that we read tonight, which one did you like the most?
It's going to be the first or second one. The first one was
The
Dark
first one was
Side.
Shadow. The second was Iron Monroe, and the third one was Bill Barnes. So the first one was the Shadow, which was kind of the Batman-esque story. Iron Monroe, the guy from Jupiter, was the second one, and Bill Barnes, the Aviator story.
I think I'm going to go with the Shadow. I think I probably enjoyed it. They were all fairly good. But I think the Shadow went out for the best of the night for me. I think the story was just slightly a little bit better than the other ones. They were all fairly coherent. When we get to the one that I probably like the least, you'll hear about that, which will probably be in about 5 seconds.
No.
I guess not too much to say on why, except for I just thought it was of the 3, which were all fairly coherent. In having to choose, I would choose the Shadow, just because I think it was just slightly more coherent.
As the one you like the most, the one you like the least.
The one that I like the most.
Okay. And then what about the one you like the least? So there's.
I'm gonna go for the one that I like the least is the last one, the aviation story. It was good, but the fact that their pterodactyls were look like fire-breathing dragons and not what pterodactyls should look like. I don't know whether back in the 40s they just didn't know. I doubt that.
Probably.
Well, we've seen some stop claymation stuff from way back then. I'm not sure whether that would have been 50s or 60s, with the monsters and dinosaurs. So, I'm assuming that they actually knew the difference between a pterodactyl and what most people would say is a dragon, a fire-breathing dragon. Pterodactyl also in the West might have been called a thunderbird, because Indians, that's what they called them, because apparently they had seen some, but that's a topic for a different time. But just because they got the mess, it really messed up for the pterodactyls. Is why I'm gonna say I liked it the least. The third one, the aviation, Bill and Shorty, Bill Barnes.
All right, Bill Barnes. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of guys with the last name Barnes. Bucky Barnes, Bill Barnes. I'm sure there's other ones.
I think Barnes is a common name. I don't know if it's a common American name or like common English name. It was a pretty common name though.
Yeah, and then I know in when DC did an imprint called Impact Comics, there was a guy in that with the last name of Barnes as well. That was again a super soldier. So it's like, okay, that's just whack. So just a lot of guys, and I'm not sure whether that would have been from. They would have taken that name from the original Archie stuff. So it's just a little whack that there's so many guys with the last name Barnes. Although 3 isn't a lot, but
All right. Well, with that, then we're going to go ahead and move on to this weekend in each history.
Okay.
So let me see. All right. So first up, going back to yesterday, heading back to 2012. So 13 years ago yesterday. 13 years ago yesterday. The 630th issue of Archie from Archie Comics went on sale on yesterday's date, 13 years ago today. It was a Shout It Out Loud. It's the name of the story. Apparently guest starred Kiss. Archie meets Kiss, the band Kiss. Written by Alex Segura, penciled by Dan Parent, inked by Rich Kozlowski. Jack Morelli did the lettering, and Digcore Studios did the coloring. So, 630th issue of Archie went on sale 13 years ago yesterday.
They look interesting in Kiss makeup.
Yeah. All right. So now, moving on to the next piece in each history here. 5 years ago, on yesterday's date, 5 years ago yesterday, the final episode of 101 Dalmatian Street aired on Disney Channel 5 years ago yesterday. So back in 2020, the final episode of 101 Dalmatian Street from Walt Disney aired on the Disney Channel.
Was it the 100th and one episode? I doubt it.
I don't know, but I don't think so. But anyways, moving on now to the 23rd here. So first up, going back to 2010 on going back 15 years ago today. On this date, 15 years ago today, Production IG's You're Being Summoned, Azazel OVA. The OVA, You're Being Summoned, Azazel from Production IG was released on this date. Back in 2010, so 15 years ago today.
It only had 4 episodes.
Yeah. Well, it's an OVA though. It's an OVA, which OVAs vary in episode count. There are some OVAs that are only like 1 episode.
Okay, right. What is an OVA?
Original video animation.
Oh, okay.
In other words, so with anime, the series are usually based on the manga source, but when there's an OVA, it's taking characters from a particular manga and just creating a new story for animation. Where it's not necessarily
canon.
Because most animes are adaptations of the manga.
Oh, okay.
So, and finally, on this date, 10 years ago today, in 2015, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. This was the night following the Fastlane pay-per-view. Aside from, of course, the matches, the Bushwhackers were also inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame on this date, on that show as well. The main event saw Daniel Bryan team with Roman Reigns, defeat Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Also on the night, Ryback defeated Curtis Axel in 46 seconds. The Bella Twins defeated Emma and Paige in 30 seconds. Jack Swagger defeated Stardust via submission. In a match for the WWE Tag Team titles, the Usos retained Cesaro and Tyson Kidd via. I'm sorry, they didn't. They won the match over Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd retained via DQ. DQ loss. Primetime players of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil defeated the Ascension of Connor and Victor, and the show opened up with Dolph Ziggler defeating Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, you know what? I know it happens, but imagine wanting to go see this because of there's two matches, one that lasted 30 seconds and one 46 seconds. It's like if you came to see your favorite wrestler, it was one of those in those two matches, and then it only lasted under a minute. You'd be so disappointed.
Well, it depends too, because all we were reading off was there might have been more action than you realize. I mean, the matches might have ended and there might have been like some kind of fight going on afterwards.
They might have did a little bit afterwards, but I'm like, you really want the match to go on longer than a minute. Even the one that's 2 minutes is a little short. It's just like, that's just, and I've been there for that. Like, I forget, we went to a wrestling match, and I forget what, I'm pretty sure it was a tag team match that I went up to grab something to eat or whatever while this was going on. I was expecting it to last a little longer, and they were defeated in like less than a minute. It's like, oh God, I missed that whole match.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I think I liked one of the sets of the wrestlers, but it's like, imagine it being your favorite match, the match that you actually really went there for, and that happens. You would be real human.
Yeah.
It's just something I thought I'd say, a little bit of something to talk about to stretch out this, a minute longer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to make it hit 128 here. We're at 122 right now. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I know we went a little short, but first off, there wasn't much material to cover tonight, unfortunately. And then also the scan of the book we were reading was pretty bad. So,
well, at least it was better than the one that we actually had to quit reading in altogether, in the first story. No, that one we quit reading it because it went so damn long.
Well, yeah, that wasn't a bad scan. That was it was a long story. That was, it's funny because the company that was Thrilling Comics #1, I believe. That was a Doctor Strange story, I believe, from way back when. But with that, I did. So, of course, I guess before we go, Rick, did you want to share any links? Share any last links here, or promote anything before we get ready to head out?
Yeah, maybe I'll share a link to my last live stream. Okay, so there is the link to my last live stream where I was talking about it earlier, where I was drawing up on my comic book Insecto #1.
Yeah.
So, yes. So hopefully people go over and watch it, hit the like, share, and subscribe if they're not subscribed.
All right. Anything more you'd like to say, or?
Not at this time. It should be good.
All right, and if you can just stick around for post show real quick. Out of words, I
Yeah.
won't keep it too long. All right. Well, with that, I thank everybody for being here. We'll be back here tomorrow night with more niche news, of course. Next Sunday, we'll be starting May of books that went on sale in May of 1940. I'll have R.J. Carter with me next week. We'll be looking at books that went on sale in DC next week. So hopefully we'll see y'all back then. And I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow.
Yes, it's only a day away, people.
Bye.